So I have done a modification on these, on the Donlis pickups. This here is that Dimarzio Virtual P90. Okay, so I have some delays, I have a compressor. Prior to that I have 3 different dirt pedals. This is all on the custom amp. So this is that Dimarzio, the noise on the Dimarzio noise test. Right, so even this Dimarzio, which is designed as a noise canceller, you know, it can get a fair amount of noise. Alright, so in comparison, I rewired a couple of these Donlis guitars. This is in parallel. You got your the two halves of the stack. Not parallel. Yeah, it's in parallel. They're both going simultaneously into the pot. Okay, so that's actually a little bit quieter than the Dimarzio at this point. Like I said, I rewired these. Can you hear that? Okay, that one wants to feed back. Okay, that's still pretty noisy, but I contend that it's an improvement over what I had before. This is in serial again, but one of the pickup halves was flipped. It's pretty darn noisy though. Yeah, that wanted to feedback right away. This is one of those Donlis from that video a few days back. This is in serial, the default wiring, according to the color codes of the wires. Now listen to that. See, that's way noisier. See, that's what I was contending with. Now, I set up an extreme situation here. 3 dirt pedals in a row. I don't know how many people like to do that. I've got an Orange Burst, a Highwayman, and a puffer Fuzz. And then 3 delays and a compressor. And the compressor itself lends a sort of dirt. I hadn't been using the compressor. It's something I just stuck in the pedal chain. So that's by far the noisiest. So I wasn't mistaken in my impressions. Now, I think the quietest of the 4 guitars that I've played, that I've tried here, was the blue Xiangqi with the parallel rather than serial wiring. I wired all 4 of these in serial wiring. Okay, so I just had this theory I wanted to try out. I thought if you flip the polarity on one half of the pickup, then it might become noise canceling. But what we have here is really 2 P90s stacked on top of each other, but they're not reverse of one another. They're going the same direction, so it's just like, actually it's a P90 with double hum. But I played with the wires, and I actually think that, especially that blue one, it's even quieter than the Dimarzio Virtual P90. And I actually think that these pickups sound better. Well, I'm not going to go into that, but they sound better than the Dimarzio Virtual P90, and they cost a fraction of the price. I don't know. I guess the jury's still out on that. I've gotten some good sounds out of the recordings I've tried. I'm going to do one more guitar, the 4th Xiangqi with Donlis pickups wired in serial, with according to the wiring codes. So this is the 4th Xiangqi. Listen to that. Actually, oh, there we go. Put the tone up. Another super loud guitar. So, like I mentioned, my impression was not off. These are loud. If you wire them to the default, you're basically getting two P90s stacked on top of each other with the winding the same direction. And it's like it's a double noise P90. What I did is I flipped the black and the white, basically. Put white to ground. And then in the case of serial, put black to red, left green on the lug. And then when I wanted to do parallel, put black and green on the input lug, red and white on ground. You know, the shielding always on ground in all cases. That fifth wire. And as you may or may not have heard here in this demo, they're way quieter when you flip the black and the white. Or you probably could flip the red and the green, right? The point is flip one of them. So, with that in mind, you know, I don't know if Donlis will recode their wires. I don't know if they're even interested in noise canceling. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but now you know, if you get these pickups, how to make them quieter. Flip, you've got your red, green, your black, white. They arrive with the red and the white together to be wired in serial mode. So you put black and shield to ground, red and white together, green to the input lug on the pot. So all I'm saying is flip the black and the white, whether you put it in parallel or in serial. Alright, so yeah, these Donlis sound great. I'm gonna do a few tracks with those ones with one of those guitars that I rewired.